Hello, welcome back to the channel How We Moved the Decimal. In today's video, I am photographing books I got at an estate sale that I don't know, in a lack of will, bought every book in this estate sale. I don't know who got one over on who. I was like, I'm getting a great deal. I'm going to pay $80 and buy this entire bookcase of books. And they were primarily recipe books like this, not mass market recipe books. And so I was like, hey, that's great. I'm going to buy an entire bookcase. I messaged the estate sale company after I had been there and I saw all the recipe books in the bookcase. I also blame Shed Flips for this because they sell these non-mass market books. And I was like, oh, I could do that. I can find those here. So Shed Flips' fault, possibly my fault, possibly the estate sale person's fault. I'm assuming that most people don't come and buy all the books on the last day, but I emailed the estate sale person. We went on the second day. I emailed them overnight. They got back to me. I said 50. They said 100. We ended up deciding on 80. Went in there thinking I was just getting one bookcase full of books, which is still a lot of books. I ended up getting every single book in the entire house. They had me go to the basement, go to the bedrooms, go to the living room, go to the kitchen, open drawers, found some in the garage. In the end, it was 16 tubs of books. Our poor little minivan was struggling. We brought our, at the time, 14-year-old, he's now 15, with us, and he, bless his heart, carried a lot. Granted, he is adult size. So I don't know who got one over on who because it can be difficult to get rid of books after estate sales. So she got rid of all the books on the last day and I got 16 things of books. So that's a lot. And I've only gone through, I want to say at this point, 4 boxes, and it was 272 books right now is my count in those 4 boxes. And I want to say I've only had to throw away 4, and my standards are really low for throwing away, or really high. I don't know. The book has to basically be ruined, be thrown away. 2 of the ones I threw away were excessively water damaged and smelled like mold. I didn't want any of the other books to get the mold smell or get mold on them. I couldn't see a visible, could not see the mold, but it smelled like that, like damp basement. And they were just, their pages were all wavy. Half of them were stuck together. I ended up throwing those away. And I threw away a couple coloring books that were very, very used by unskilled labor. I'm going to say someone under the age of 3. So I did end up throwing some of those away or recycling them, depending if I could or not, depending on the pages. If they're shiny pages, I can't recycle them, but if they're like this, where they're the normal matte pages, they can go in our recycling. I don't know why we can't put shiny pages in there, but it's one of the things. And if we put a book in there, we have to whatever the thing in the middle is called, and I can't think of. We have to take the back cover, front cover, and basically make the pages loose to put it into our recycling where we are. So we ended up having to do that. So I guess that's a quick recap of the estate sale. It has been a while since I talked about that. We're at a bit of a standstill, but I guess this is my video that I am marked safe from the holidays. We have 2 December birthdays and Christmas and New Year's, and just for the icing on the cupcake or the cherry on top, we had a massive snowstorm over the weekend. Our post office was actually closed on Monday. We got over 10 inches of snow, really cold, blowing ice everywhere, so gave us an extra day of winter break. Yay. But by the time you get to the end of winter break, you're kind of like, please send my children back to school. And my children are also like, please send me back to school. So our house is chaos. Anybody with children know after the holiday, your house is absolute chaos. My work has started back up, so I have less time. I have a bunch of deadlines coming up that I'm just going to pretend don't exist. And I'm going to make this video. We have sold over the holidays, and honestly, we sold more after Christmas than we did before Christmas, and we sold several Christmas things after Christmas. Again, people pull something out, they realize it's damaged, and they want to replace it. They accidentally break something of their mom's and they want to replace it. Something vintage, a family that's been in the family for a while wants to get replaced. I will say the things we sold were vintage-er stuff. They weren't in the past 5 years. They weren't new. So I'm assuming it was a lot of completing collections because there were a lot of Hallmark ornaments or replacing things that might have been broken. We will usually see that for a little bit after Christmas. We get a bit of a spike between Christmas and New Year's, you know, the twilight zone of the year where it's like December 38th. We made some sales then. I have 2 sales right now to pack to go out tomorrow. My only issue is I'm not sure the post office is open tomorrow. They're doing something for President Jimmy Carter and him passing away, and our main post office said that they will be closed, but I don't know if I just have to find a different post office to drop it off at. I'm going to have to look online for that and see what's going on there, because they will have to go out tomorrow, and I'm recording this on January 8th, and at least our main post office that I use will be closed that day, and I will have to drive quite a bit out of my way to take it to another post office. So we'll see how that goes. It'd be nice if all of the post offices were closed, not just ours, but I do need to get online and see that. I haven't really seen a big uptick in sales since the first of the year. My husband and I were going back and looking at our sales from last year, which tax time, guys, get all your paperwork together. We were looking at our sales from last year, and January was actually our best month last year, and we only had 500 items. So we were selling a lot in January. One of the good/bad things about having a very extremely large death pile is we were buying things when they were very cheap, and luckily I have not had to increase any of our prices, which is great. We did run a 50% off everything in our store sale right before Christmas. I sold less than 10 items that way. I was hoping to sell more. I want to get rid of the clothing, the older clothing. I want to turn it over, and that may be a lot of donating pretty soon, going through all the inventory and stuff like that, because we just have so much. But we were cleaning down our downstairs, and we're like, oh, that's to list. Oh, that's to list. Oh, that's to list. We had an entire tub that we thought was listed, which everything we pulled out of it was not. Granted, it was around 10 items of hard goods. Both my husband and I swear up and down we listed, and it was something that we were both working on listing, so it wasn't even like I was listing it and I forgot to hit submit. But we lost that entire tub. Everything in that tub, not on eBay. So this is your reminder. Check your inventory. We're going to have to go back through. I had something that I have multiple quantities of, and it actually dropped off too. So I have to go back and remake the listing, where it's cafeteria trays. I don't know if I put a video up or not, but churches, did they go out of business? I don't know. A church was decommissioned maybe, and they were auctioning off everything in the church, and they had this big melamine cafeteria trays, the big brown ones. And I have a couple blue ones and yellow ones, red ones too, but I have, I want to say 56 big brown cafeteria trays, and I was selling them in lots of 4 for around $50. I was taking offers, but I was getting between $40 and $50 for lots of 4. I paid $27 for over 100 trays when it's all said and done, but I really wanted the brown melamine trays. They're Kite brand, and they do sell decently. They are long tail though, but I've already sold four of them, so 16 trays out of the 50 some trays. But they were I don't have them in like 56 quantity because one, I sell them lots in 4. 2, I want the actual individual pictures of each tray because these are used trays. This is not a new item. Some of the trays might have a scuff mark on it, might have a scratch when you look at it. So granted, when I go, I'm pulling the best ones right now because I have the ability to do that. I have so many trays. I have the ability to pull the best one. So I am grouping them in near perfect condition lots, but I don't want a buyer to go, this is not what is in the picture. So because they are so unique with scuffs or whatever, nicks, something on them, I don't want a buyer to be like, hey, this nick wasn't in the picture when I put like quantity 10 or something on there. So I made the listing, and when it would sell, I would hit sell similar, and I would take 4 new trays and put their pictures in there and then list it. It completely disappeared. I don't know what happened to it. It was a decent, easy job at the time to do. Just take the pictures and then re-upload the pictures to the listing. So I have to remake all of that. I honestly have no idea what happened to the listing. And unfortunately, the last one we sold was in September, which is too far away. So I can view the listing, but I can't put sell similar, which is fine that I can view the listing. So I went ahead and copied all the information I need to know and created a new listing, but it's more time than I was expecting to spend on that one listing, and time is money, especially right now with other work taking priority. So that was a bummer, but I think I fixed it. Thank you for watching our video. Please like and subscribe, and have a very productive day.